Hey everyone, it is Amber here from the Gardening Sisters, and in today's video, as you guys can see from the title, we are going to be starting some more seeds. So in today's video, we are going to be starting some more vegetable seeds, but I'm also going to be starting a lot of flower seeds. So I will be focusing more on the flowers just because you guys seen we already started some of the vegetable seeds, and nothing here is different except for this time I did not use the same soil mixture. This time I only used the cocoa brick that I used in the first seed starting video. And I started some onions off camera a couple of days ago. I think it was actually it was leeks and it was kohlrabi. And I only used the cocoa brick, and those sprouted pretty quickly. So I'm gonna try some seeds this time to see if there's any difference in the medium. So I'm gonna be showing you guys my setup this time. Obviously we're outside. Please do ignore the noise. There's a lot of construction going on in the neighborhood right now, and I can't do anything about that. So I'm going to try as much as possible to keep my mic on today so I can make sure that you guys can hear me. So some of the new things as far as vegetables and fruit that I'll be starting this time, I am going to be starting watermelon, and I'm also going to be adding beets and tomatoes. So everything else is the same. I'm only going to be starting peppers and eggplant, which is something that I started in the last video. I think everything else should be fairly new outside of the watermelon, tomato, and the beets. And so I also have my notebook here, which includes all of the dates that I plan on starting these from here on out, just to kind of keep me on track. At the end of the video, I will give you guys an update of things that we have already started in previous videos, just so you can see how well those are doing. And then I'll also show you guys my onion, because you haven't seen that in a while. They aren't bulbing yet, but they are looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys around now so that you can see the table. So here is a front view of everything. I have a couple of my seed starting trays from last year, and as you guys, if you've seen my how to start aster videos, then you should be familiar with those. Of course, those same seed starting trays from the first video, and then I have another one here. And so I also wanted to mention that I am going to be potting up that ornamental poppy that I showed you guys in the first seed starting video. And then I'm also going to be showing you guys our new little seed book that we got, just to keep all of our seeds contained. We also got some heat mats, so I'm going to show you guys those heat mats as well. And then I'll also switch to a clip after we get done starting things here. I'm going to show you guys I did an experiment where I took my basil and my pepper that I was growing in my hydroponic system, and I transitioned it into soil. So I will show you guys that, and then we will see if that progresses, if it lives, and if that can be done. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the seed starting. Alright, so I've already started some of these off camera. Basically the ones that I started off camera were the ones that I had already planted in my initial video. So I've already planted pepper, so that's already done. Here I'm going to be doing my sugar baby watermelon, and I'm going to be adding my coleus here. So this is the coleus that I ordered from Baker's Creek, and I love coleus plants. I used to call them velvets because I didn't know the name of them at first, and I usually always pick these up from I usually always pick up one from the nursery, and these seeds are extremely small. Well, this is what they look like so that you guys can see. I'm just going to put about 2 to 3 in here. So the coleus seeds are sown now, and then we will get our watermelon out. And here's the variety. And they didn't put that many seeds in here, so and just kind of stick them down in there, making sure that I'm kind of pressing them in there, making sure that they have good contact with the soil. I'm just taking these over to my little container that holds all of my cocoa core. and I'm just lightly putting the soil on there. So I guess I can take you guys over there just so you can see how lightly, and I'm doing all of these seeds pretty lightly. So there's the cocoa core brick. You can see I still actually have a decent amount of this left, and I've used this for quite a few things now, so I'm definitely going to be getting another one of these. And I'm doing just enough to cover this, but I'm pressing it down to make sure that it is in contact with the seed. And then I'm just going to cover up my coleus very lightly, because I have to be very careful because I could not see those, so I want to make sure I'm not disturbing or picking that seed back up. And that's pretty much all I'm doing, y'all. So again, this entire medium, what was in here initially before adding the seed, is just simply this cocoa brick. I put the seed in and then I cover it with more cocoa brick. I don't think I'm even going to put any vermiculite over this time, because cocoa core is also something that you use to hold in moisture, so there would be no reason for me to add more of that vermiculite. I'm just trying different mixtures this year just to see what I prefer and what will be my preferred method over time. So these seeds, we're going to do something different. So next up, we're going to do our first flower, which is also edible, and it is used as a companion plant to deter certain pests, and that is none other than the nasturtium. And I got this from Baker's Creek. So I'm just going to stick these down in the middle, and I'm planting a full tray of these because I need these throughout my garden. Now I'm not going to sow these into the garden. Nasturtiums self-sow, and you will end up with these in places that you probably don't want them, and you'll have to pull them. So I am going to place these in pots, but I'm going to kind of sit them throughout the garden, if that makes sense. And hopefully, if they get big, I'll be able to come in enough time to catch them before they actually start to sow outside of my pots that I'm going to have them in. But for now, this is the plan. I'm going to do the, I can't even read my own handwriting. It says I'll just show you guys the package because I can't see that. So that's what it is. It is the baby boomer tomato, and then the tomato spoon, which is, these are really small, and this was a free seed from Baker Creek. So I learned that every $10 you spend, Baker Creek will send you a free seed. And one of the tomatoes that I'm going to plant up, which is the Black Beauty, that is also a free that's a free one that they sent me as well. So that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to go ahead and plant the rest of my tomatoes off camera, but before I go, I am going to show you the varieties so that you guys can at least see the tomato varieties that we will be having. So here is the Black Beauty tomato from Baker's Creek that I will be planting. We have a brandy wine tomato. We have a Cherokee purple tomato. A beefsteak tomato. Alright, so I am done with that now. We're going to go ahead and start some beets today. I have the Detroit dark red medium top. And then I also have the tall top early wonder. I'm hoping that this go around I will be more successful with this. And I do have high hopes, because I do think that I have a better grasp at a lot of this stuff as far as like timing wise. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna drop one of these in here, because if you know anything about beet seeds, one seed actually contains more than one plant. So you can, I see people actually cut these. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to thin out each one as it comes up. And then I'm not even going to add any more anything else on top of this. I'm just going to pretty much close that hole back up. And we should be good with that. So that is our beet tray, and now we are going to go ahead and officially move on to the flowers. I have I think I have 4 varieties of asters, 3 varieties of hollyhocks. I have some straw flower, and I think that may be it. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how I'm going to be doing my asters. If you have already seen my how to start out asters from seed video, then you are familiar with my method. I'm going to be starting the Tower Salmon and the Tower Silver asters. Both of these came from Johnny Select. I also have one more that I got this year. This is king size apricot. And then I have my asters from last year, which are my Sea Star mixed colors. And then I also have another aster that's supposed to be just white. So let me get that one too, because I almost forgot about that one. All right, so here's the last variety. That white variety is the Aster Seed Peony Duchess White, and this one is actually from Eden Brothers. So I also went ahead and behind my labels, I went ahead and put some little sticks, because I'm going to be sowing more than one variety because of space. So on this side, I'm going to have the Salmon Tower. This will be the silver Tower, and this will be the white Peony Duchess that I just went back inside and grabbed. My aster video, I go in and I pre-soak my soil. And I do this because this container does not have any drainage in it. So it's not like I can, it's not like this is going to have anywhere to go, but these asters have to stay moist. That is the key to your aster seeds. So I'm just going to go ahead and pre-moisten my soil very good, and that's also going to help hold in the humidity once I put the saran wrap on top at the end of this. So I'll go ahead and take out a few of these and kind of just randomly disperse them, because asters can sometimes not have good germination. And this is what the seed looks like. It almost kind of reminds me, not quite like a tomato seed, but somewhat like that. But yeah, you'll sow these generously, just because you want to try to give yourself the best chance when it comes to the germination rate of these. About an inch to an inch and a half of soil on the top of this, or I say soil, but you know, I mean the cocoa brick. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cover. Well, I'm not going to cover it. I'll do all the covering at the end, but I'll go ahead and do my other asters off, and then we'll come back and do our straw flower, cosmos, and our hollyhocks. Alright you guys, so I'm going to do my cosmos the exact same way as I do my asters. So I'm not going to show that just because it's literally going to be a repeat of what I just showed you. But I do want to show you guys the cosmos that I got. So I got these from Baker Creek, and these are the apricot lemonade, which I think is a really beautiful flower. And then I got one from Johnny Select, which is a cupcake blush. And these are also so beautiful, and they just look so delicate. Kind of reminds me of like a wedding flower. So I just wanted to show you guys the ones that I am going to be starting, but I'm not going to show you how I'm starting them, just simply because it is the same as my asters. And here is just a quick look at what the Cosmo seeds look like if you've never seen Cosmo seeds before. Alright, so now we're going to be planting up our Hollyhock Majorette Double Champagne from Baker's Creek, and this one is absolutely beautiful. I saw a couple of videos of these, and I just knew I had to try to grow these, and a lot of people had success with those in their first year, so I am praying that I have the same success. I have the Eden Brothers Chatters, or Chatters, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, the double white, and then I also have the Eden Brothers Dwarf Queenie mix. And then after I get done with that, I can go ahead and show you I have the Johnny Selected Silver Rose Straw Flower. So that is the last of the flowers that I'll be starting today, outside of the poppy that we're going to start, which is the Oriental one, or the root one that I bought from Home Depot. With a lot of my flowers, I'm not starting so many of them this time because through the season, you guys, I'm always starting new flower seeds, so I'm not really stressing myself with starting too many right now, because I do have a long growing season, so I should have quite some time to get seeds started. I always grow sunflowers every year, but I don't ever start those off early. I just wait until the time to plant those. Now sometimes I will plant them in these this burpee starter tray, but I don't start them early, so I don't try to do it like so many weeks before my last frost date, just because sunflowers, I mean, they kind of take a while to grow, as far as like, they grow really fast as far as the foliage, but the bloom just takes forever to open. But in general, for me, sunflowers grow pretty quickly, so I'm not gonna, I don't see the real reason in growing those too early. And I usually like to direct sow my sunflowers, to be completely honest, so that's pretty much my method with my sunflowers. Loosen this top layer up a little bit, and I'm just kind of gonna sprinkle the straw flower seeds in, because these are a smaller seed, so I can kind of sow these a little bit more generously, because they look just like your aster seeds. Moisten it on down. And then I'll just close the top on this one. And some of these containers, y'all, these are like old strawberry containers, old tomato containers that I sold my onions and stuff in. So don't throw that stuff away, because you can use that to start seeds in. Okay, so here I am just going to do a really quick voiceover. This is the basil and the pepper that I mentioned earlier that I was going to be taking out of my lead pot system and putting it into soil to see if it would bounce back. So they did bounce back, and I'll include a photo of the basil because that looks really good, and the pepper also looks good as well. But basically all I did was I filled it with old soil that was in my grow bags. I put that balanced fertilizer in the biotone to kind of help kick it off, and then I just put that I kind of teased away at the roots to kind of loosen them up, and then I just put that in the soil, covered it up. I watered them in really good, and then I just put them in shade, and by the end of the day they had bounced back. So I didn't get a chance to really explain what was going on because it was very loud outside, so I decided to just do a voiceover, and I will keep you guys updated on the progress of both of these plants. Okay, so I have my pot and I'm gonna go ahead and plant up my Oriental poppy, and this is what they look like. So I showed you what these looked like in the previous video. Today we're actually going to plant them, and they were $3, $4, $5.98, which was not bad at Home Depot. So as y'all know, I always go in and cover my holes with some sort of rock to ensure better drainage. So I just sit them in over the hole to help with the drainage. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill this with some soil, and this is going to be pretty simple. This is how I plant up all of my bulbs, all of my roots, anything like that. I pretty much do all of this the same way, so I'm just going to show y'all that really quickly. As always, you want to make sure you are using a very loose, well-draining soil. So I'm just going to go in with my biotone, sprinkle that along in here. And I probably should have watched a refresher on this, honestly, because I've never actually potted up an Oriental poppy before. But I can see here some roots have already begun to develop on this. So I don't know if there's like a correct way that this is supposed to lay. And so I'm assuming I'm supposed to pull these apart, because it's saying there's supposed to be 3, but this feels kind of flimsy, so I'm kind of scared to pull on it too much. Okay, so yeah, I can just shake it apart like that. So I guess these are the 3. I'm not sure about I'm not too sure about this. Like I said, this is my first time planting these, so this root right here looks pretty healthy. So I'm just gonna kind of dig like this, and honestly just kind of cover them with some soil. Like I said, I should have watched a refresher video on this. I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right. So I'll just go ahead and finish adding a layer of soil to this. And that'll be it. It's supposed to be planted about 1 inch or 2 deep, so we are going to see about this, y'all. Like I said, I'm not too sure about this. I'm hoping that one good one will give me something. All right, y'all, so y'all remember it's been a few videos since where I did this ice cube method of cold stratification for some poppy seeds that I saw on a YouTube short video. Well, I figured since I have no idea what's going to happen with that, we might as well go ahead and pop some of these seeds out and sprinkle them kind of sporadically through the soil. Let it melt into the soil. So I'll just leave it on top, and as it melts, the seed will fall into the soil. And I guess I could turn it over to where the seed faces the soil itself. And I think I'm going to actually throw some of these in my dahlia bed as well, because I'm a little worried about my dahlia bed. It does not get a lot of sunlight, and we all know that dahlias love sunlight and they need sunlight to flourish. So I don't know. This is my first year having the bed back here, so we'll see. Last year they burned up badly, and I didn't get any blooms until September because it was so hot outside. So I thought moving them back here would be a good idea, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that we don't get a lot of, well, that particular bed doesn't get a lot of sun. So I'm going to take the rest of these and kind of throw them in my dahlia bed, and we're just gonna let those melt down into the soil and see what happens. Okay, so in my turnip video, I did turnips, rutabaga, and radishes, I believe. Some of these bags I need to water because this one's dried out, but you can start to see in this one that my turnips are starting to pop through the soil, quite a few of them. And well, not that, that's perlite, but my rutabaga has not. So not yet, but I am about to go in and deeply water these. More turnips, because I started 3 grow bags of turnips, and then here's more in this one. Here is an update of the radishes. So I've already put my coffee grounds in there to keep those earwigs from eating them. This scarlet globe hasn't done anything yet, and my green onion hasn't done anything yet. My purple plum doesn't look like it's doing anything yet either, but my white globe was the first one to start, and it seems to be the most prolific right now. So those are the updates from that video. Now these onions were planted last winter or last year, but I wanted to show them to you all because they are looking pretty good, and I'm hoping that at some point they will eventually bulb out. So that's the yellow Granix and the red Creole. And now I'm going to take you inside, and I have an update on the first seedling video we did. So here is my Swiss chard, and I only have one. So this is actually spinach, and the rest of those are Swiss chard. I actually just moved this yellow onion in here because the spot that I had it in was too cool, and that's why I had to move the basil and the pepper, because I really need these grow lights for the purposes of my seedlings. Now here are some leeks and kohlrabi. These are the ones that I did off camera that I told you all. I only did this in that cocoa core mix, and they did really well. They sprouted really fast. So again, here's my leeks starting to come up, and those are my kohlrabi. And then back there is bok choy. Now the romaine lettuce hasn't popped up, but I do know that those usually have a longer germination period. So that is what everything is looking like so far. So far I am actually really pleased with this. Now down here are my peppers, and I'm not surprised that they haven't done anything yet, because these have to have warm temperatures to germinate. So these are on those new heat mats, and I'm going to add some of my onion here. I can actually feel that this is finally starting to warm up. So that's a good thing. And you can also see from the bottom that they're also starting to warm as well. So I'm just going to keep the humidity domes on top. Here is another tray that's sitting on top of another heat mat, and they're taking a really long time to heat up, but it feels like it's trying to. I know this is upside down, but I'll leave this one down in the description box if you're interested in it. So I just wanted to show you what they look like, and I'm just going to sit that back there. Right. And lastly, we have these grow lights under the garage. I did a review on these. Misty Jungle sent these to us a couple of months back, and they are doing really well for my broccoli and my cabbage. So I think I have one cabbage, and then I have the rest are Brussels and broccoli that have popped up now. These leeks and kohlrabi out here, and I see a kohlrabi has actually popped up. I just brought this out here this morning, so that's pretty interesting. But those are the seeds that we started in the previous video. And then lastly, I almost forgot to show you my thyme and the oregano is starting to pop up as well. So there's a small oregano there, and there is the thyme. And so I will keep you guys updated with the progress of these new seedlings that we did today. All right, and so that is going to be it for this video. We knocked out quite a few things that I had to do today. So that is pretty much going to be it. We started some more seeds. I'm going to get everything placed where it is supposed to be. So I will keep you guys updated on the progress of those seedlings as well, just like I just did a check-in with the other ones that you guys planted up with me. So if you guys like this video, please do give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and also feel free to hit the notification bell so that you will know every time we post new content. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video.